Thank you. Now, 4,500 jobs at Clinton Cards have been saved by an American greeting card company. The struggling retailer, which is a staple of so many high streets up and down the country, went into administration, you may remember, in early May. 350 stores have already been closed. Well, now the Ohio-based American Greetings, which had already acquired £36 million worth of Clinton's debts, is the new owners. They believe they can generate revenues of just over £200 million a year. American Greetings currently generates annual revenues of £1 billion around the world. Well, here with me to discuss this at the Gherkin is Patrick O'Brien from the Retail Analyst's Verdict. Patrick, this is the company that pushed Clinton's into administration. Is there something a little bit suspect about the way this has panned out?
Well, I suppose it was quite sharp practice, but really what they wanted to do was ensure that that Clinton Cards, one of its major sales outlets, and as many of those stores remained open as possible. And it felt that Clinton Cards was probably going to go into administration anyway, and if it did so, maybe a private equity firm would have come in and maybe shut more stores.
Clinton's was like watching a slow, terrible car crash, wasn't it? I mean, it was unbelievable that management could not see the changes that the company failed to get to grips with. Tell us more about the new owners, American Greetings. What are they going to do that Clinton's failed to?
Well, I think they've got a lot of work to do. I mean, they're taking on only the profitable stores, but they really need to do more in terms of online. They also just need to really brush up the stores. The logo itself is really stuck in the 70s or 80s, and their proposition is really it doesn't really work in today's high street. I think we're seeing a polarisation of consumers as well, who, when they're looking for something cheaper in these harsh economic times, they will look to maybe the card factory, which have a cheaper proposition, or they'll look to supermarkets. If they're looking for something premium, then maybe they go to department stores or to independent shops or to someone like Paperchase.
Given the squeeze that you've described, Patrick, they've still got 450 odd stores. I mean, there must be question marks as to whether all of those will survive in the future.
Well, they're taking on, I think, just under 400. The remaining ones will all be shut as part of a liquidation process. Whether or not they'll be able to keep open those stores, well, that remains to be seen. But they obviously think that that those ones are profitable and that they can make a go of them. They have said that they will need to speak to landlords and will obviously look to try and get better terms for those properties, with the threat that maybe they will pull out of those that they can't.
Where's the growth that the companies, what potential did they see in Clinton's? You've described the market already is, you've got supermarkets stealing pieces of the business, you've got places like Moonpig, and a lot of this is going on online now.
Well, online is a small but fast growing part of the business. I think American Greetings are not really looking to become a long-term owner of a UK retail chain. They don't have a retail chain in the US. They have retail brands which they license out, but they actually sold their retail arm in 2009. So they don't really have pretensions to be retail chain owners.
Okay. Patrick O'Brien from the Retail Analyst's Verdict, thank you very much for joining us with your views on the future of Clinton Cards.